What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Hopefully, you guys are having a good day so far. Today's video, we're going to be showcasing our Embrys with his brand new 5-star blessing that we just obtained from the Anomalous Titan event. Hopefully, you guys managed to pick up his 5-star soul, or at the very least, his 1-star or 3-star soul, just so you guys can get some more stats out of your Embrys. Now, with the 5-star blessing that we got on our Embrys, it did unlock a piece of content for me that I previously was not able to do. Now, in this video here, I'm going to show you guys a couple areas where Embrys can actually solo with food. And this is one of the ways where you can be way more efficient when you're running energy. Obviously, you can run energy while farming gear, farming resources, and training at the same time. And if you can do it just by building one champion out, it's all the more resourceful. And what better way to do it with a free champion? And yeah, the 5-star soul definitely helps. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. First, we're going to hop over to the Sand Devil. Now, the Sand Devil is one of these areas where it's very restrictive for you guys. A lot of people actually come to me and ask for takeovers for Sand Devil because it's just a super, super tough dungeon if you don't have the proper tools to deal with it. Now, it's great that we have a free tool here in Embrys. Basically, anyone can get this from the game as long as they keep progressing in Chimera. But Embrys can actually solo the Sand Devil. Now, you don't necessarily need a 5-star blessing here, but the blessings definitely help. Just give them some extra stats. Now, I will be running presets for every area in the game where I'm going to be showcasing Embrys today in this video. In this Sand Devil run, it's no different. He will be opening with his metamorph ability, and then we shut it off. After that, he just takes over with his healing, health swapping, and then his damage. So I'm going to show you guys the run here and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So first, he will open. He has to start faster than the Sand Devil. So that's very important. So the Sand Devil opens at 270 speed. So that's something that we definitely need to be, aiming to be faster than. So Embrys, minimum 270 speed. He needs pretty good survivability in terms of how much damage you can take. You can kind of see there, he took a hit. Cost him 40k HP on a non-crit. So you need him to be able to take at least 2 of those. So about 95k, I would say, would probably be like a safe number for him. Shoot for 100k, and then you will not have any issues surviving. So you can kind of see here, he takes the damage, he dies, he comes back, he health swaps, and then he's good to go. He should never die with this health pool here. We got over 120k health pool. It should be 100%. Actually, there are some instances where this big AoE doesn't actually kill our Embrys. Which is kind of interesting. So he actually stays alive with like a sliver of health, but that's okay because he's fast enough that he can cycle back to his health swap. So it's not a huge deal. And you kind of see there, another non-crit only hitting for 29k. So we're actually in no real danger here. I think any Embrys under 90k, you probably risk potentially dying at some point. You can kind of see here, my Embrys did not die. He took 130k damage hit to the face and stayed alive. But you can see he's fast enough to cycle back, and then he gets the swap. Now he's in no danger of dying, 33k, no problem for this Embrys. So about 3 minutes to finish off this fight. We'll see you guys at the end. All right, during the end of this fight, the cool thing about this is that the Sand Devil actually takes reflect damage when he kills Embrys. So you definitely want Embrys to kind of take a lot of damage so that the boss takes a big hit. You can kind of see there, comes in, kills him off. Just about 3 minutes here. Sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. But yeah, we got it done. No danger at all to our Embrys dying. And we get a 4 food, a couple levels here. So a little bit of extra points. Of course, you can tackle training tournaments. You can tackle ascension tournaments all at the same time. So that's really great, especially if you don't care about how long the duration is. Let this run while you're making dinner, while you're taking a shower, while you're doing something else. You come back, you got a bunch of food leveled up, and then you got a bunch of extra points. So that's one way to use Embrys. Now, the other way that we can use Embrys here that really utilizes the 5-star soul is actually the Phantom Shogun. Now, there's not a lot of content built on this. It's not my build or anything like that. But with the 5-star blessing, Embrys can actually deal with the Phantom Shogun. So previously, I wasn't able to do the Phantom Shogun solo build with Embrys because I only had the 1-star blessing. But with the 5-star blessing, now we are able to do this very, very consistently. So now I actually set up this preset here with 4 spirit champions so that it gives us potential for worst case scenarios. So I'm going to show you guys what happens with the Phantom Shogun, because the Phantom Shogun can potentially crit against basically all your food. So then he starts off with, I think, 20 shade stacks right away. So if you guys don't know, once he starts gaining too many shade stacks, he starts gaining a bunch of extra benefits. And once he hits, I believe, over 40, he becomes basically impossible to kill, and he deals ridiculous amounts of damage. I'm going to show you guys exactly what works against this Phantom Shogun here. So first, we're going to start off. He's going to blow everybody away here. I believe his base speed is like 300 speed. So he starts off with 15 stacks. So this is like almost second worst case scenario here. We have Embrys with a lightning cage blessing. Like I said, this is my arena build, and it works perfectly fine for all of the content that I'm showing you guys in this video. And I have the preset set up so that this is the fastest preset for these fights. All right, so the Phantom Shogun with 4 food, you can kind of see here, every time he hits him when he's enfeebled, he only gains 1 stack or 1 shade stack, which is really nice. And then if he's not enfeebled and he hits him, he's going to bring it down by 5. So it's pretty significant kind of trade there in terms of shade coming on him and shades coming off of him. And also, the Phantom Shogun is weak affinity, so there's even less chance for him to crit Embrys. Every crit also boosts his shade stacks a little bit. And you can kind of see here, we're able to cycle through all of these nasty debuffs without any problems. And we're hitting him super hard here. And there we go, a minute 11 seconds, guys. That is super quick. And we got this with 4 food as well. So we can basically grind Phantom Shogun for potions while grinding for food. It's absolutely amazing. Now, there is a couple things here that I have that you guys may not have that actually makes this fight a lot easier. So we can run this again. One of the big things here is having Stone Skin. So Stone Skin on the Embrys prevents him from getting crit. Which means that the Shogun won't start with 25 stacks, for example. See, right now today, in this fight, sorry, he started off with 20 stacks. So that's worst case scenario in this setup. Let's see how well the Embrys does. He has to bring this down, otherwise he's going to get overrun. But it should be totally fine here. We should be able to cycle through. So every one of our enfeeble hits is actually 1 stack added on. But as soon as we kick out of it, we're going to bring 5 stacks off. And there we go, 5 stacks off. And the other thing that works really well is Lightning Cage. So actually, if Lightning Cage hits him, it actually brings 5 stacks off as well, especially if it's a 5-star Lightning Cage. So you can kind of see here, his shades are going quite crazy. We got to bring this down right now. So we're going to chop 5 off. If we get a Lightning Cage proc, it's going to bring it down by another 5. Got 5 off again. And now we got the enfeeble back on. This time, he had more starting shade stacks, which means that he's going to be taking less damage. It's going to take us a little bit longer to bring him down. See, the Lightning Cage brought him down by another 5. That's really helpful. Let's see if we can kick out of it. It's getting a little bit dicey here, but that's going to be one of the problems with him starting off with such insane amount of stacks. Almost dying. Can we bring this back up? 5. We're back, enfeebled again, health swap. This one's a little bit dicey. Like I said, worst case scenario happened right in the start. And we managed to finish him off. But yeah, a little bit dicey. The run was a little bit longer. We did start with the worst case scenario with the 20 stacks. He crit every single one of our food, but we still managed to bring it down. So if you guys want to prevent this from happening, maybe bring non-spirit affinity food. Ideally bring force affinity food, so he has even less chance to basically crit against them. But I just wanted to show you guys what would happen in the worst case scenario. It still works. It works pretty well, and you get 4 food leveled up out of it. Now, the next spot where I can show you guys Embrys doing his solo thing is actually in the Ice Golem. So Ice Golem here, I'll show you guys what happens on stage 20 and stage 10. So you can actually do both stages. Now, it really depends where you guys want to farm. Usually people don't use too much gear from Ice Golem. So start farming stage 20 totally makes sense in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of how many points you get for clearing your dungeons, for your tournaments. Stage 20 is just the most efficient in terms of points per energy. But if you want the best quality gear, you got to do the highest difficulty, which is hard 10. Embrys can do it with the same build. I'll show you guys exactly what happens. This is stage 16. Stage 20 on negative affinity. So we'll show you guys exactly what happens here. Same presets will run for everything that I'm showing you guys in this video. So you guys can check it out afterwards. I'll show you guys the presets. I'll show you guys the build. It's basically my arena Embrys. I don't really change anything. Unfortunately, it does require presets, but not too bad. Go through here. He is weak hitting, unfortunately. All right, so this wave can get a little dicey because of the reflect guys, but here we managed to clear them out without any weak hits. If he weak hit against the Terror Beast, then it would be potential for him to reflect himself, which is a little bit annoying. So you guys might notice here against the boss, he is just using his A1. So that's going to be the key preset here to deal with the boss. You can't use the AoE because the AoE hits too hard. And then we also want to block revive the ads, which really helps. So we're going to go in, chop him up. The weak hits will slow down the fight a little bit. But you can kind of see here that even when he strong hits, he barely makes a dent into Embrys. And he's making some big chops at the boss here. These are a couple weak hits for 30k. There's a big hit for 180k. We trigger his retaliation, but he's barely tickling the Embrys. So at this point, it's just, waiting for the non-weak hits. So far, we're weak hitting quite a bit. 3 in a row. There you go. There's one. But yeah, you guys can kind of see how this fight can be like, it could probably be as fast as like a minute-ish, or as slow as 2 minutes if we just keep weak hitting. But we're in no danger of dying, that's for sure. No danger of dying. No gear swaps or anything, just the standard arena build. And there we go. Minute 50. A bunch of weak hits, but we managed to get it done. We level 4 food at the same time. Easy peasy, right? Easy peasy. But that's only stage 20. Now, what if you want to do stage 10? Stage 10 is going to be a little bit annoying because we do have Santa Claus in here doing the unkillable buffs. Bring the same Embrys, same presets into the Ice Golem hard 10. Let's see how well he performs here. Now, this is going to be much more difficult. There is Santa Claus in here for the unkillable buffs. That's occasionally going to slow down the run quite a bit. There's also Gurgles in here with the freeze debuffs, which can be very, very annoying. Now, there are some specific points for my build here that kind of really help. And that is, I am using the Wand of Submission. So the Wand of Submission will send back some of the hard CCs at the enemies. So like, for example, there, your Carl getting frozen, freezing himself. And that's just going to speed up the run a little bit. It's going to free yourself from getting hard CC'd. So you just watch this going through. That's a nice little clear there. And same thing here against the boss. We did disable the A2, the AoE attack, because first of all, we want to kill the ads with the A1, block revive. And then we don't want to deal so much crazy damage against the boss that he just one-shots us all the time. So let's see how well we can perform here against this. The health swap, unfortunately, he will target the ads before the boss first. So there's going to be a period of time where he's not going to be able to full heal. Luckily, we have the extra cheat death here, so hopefully we can stay alive with the health swap, and we get the health swap off really, really nice. Get a little bit of a pot shot there with the A1. A1 going in. This time, no weak affinity, so our hits are full damage. Can we get the heal back? There's our heal. All right, there we go. The boss is 250 speed here on hard 10. You definitely want to cycle through. His heal is on a 4-turn cooldown. So you want to be a little bit quicker than the boss so you can cycle through back. But like I said, with the previous Sand Devil run, you need to be at least 270 speed just to have that run be successful, because you need to metamorph before the Sand Devil takes a turn. So far, I'm just using the same Embrys build as I was previously. Same presets, and everything's working pretty okay so far. Let's see if we can take this hit. We got frozen. That's okay. Now we're back at it, chopping away. This is hard 10, by the way. And looks like we're going to get there. Looks like we're going to get there. Wand of submission, sending back the freeze. And let's see here. There's the big heal. We're back in it. Slammed. Slammed. Decrease accuracy. Gonna reduce our damage a little bit. And there we go. We got the chop off. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Hard 10, full solo. Yeah, with food in our arena build. I would say this is pretty dang impressive. We got a big stat boost here from the 5-star blessing, allowing us to do this kind of content here. Now I'm going to show you guys the presets here that I was using for all the content that we showed in this video. So we got Embrys. He's going to metamorph right away. And then after that, we're just going to turn off his metamorph, so he never transforms back into his base form. He's going to prioritize his your life is forfeit, the health swap ability, and then we'll use the A2 on second priority, and then A2 on round 2. So this is only going to apply to the ice golem because the sand devil and the shogun have no round 2 and no round 3. Doesn't matter what he does on round 2. On round 3, again, metamorph is turned off. And then he is going to prioritize his your life is forfeit, the health swap, and then we're going to turn off the AoE attack here, and then just let him A1 chop the ice golem to death. You can kind of see the total stats here on the Embrys on the right hand side. Yeah, 307 base speed. These are including the bonuses, of course, for the ice golem. So 307 base speed, 389 crit damage. 137 K HP in the alt form, and then base form 127 K HP. And then you guys can check out the total stats there. What is relevant also is the live arena bonuses. So live arena, I do have some bonuses here. I just want to make sure I show you guys all the area bonuses. So my ice golem, I do have maxed out speed, ignore defense, and crit damage. If you guys don't have that maxed out, that's okay. You're just gonna have a slightly slower run. We do have max HP as well, a little bit of resistance. For the blah 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 sand devil and shogun, I actually have no bonuses here, so you can actually add some more bonuses like speed. So for phantom shogun, you add some speed. Speed's going to be really good. It helps you cycle through to your health swap ability and cycle off those enfeebles. Ignore defense going to be good. Crit damage also going to be good. So all 3 of these stats are going to be really good for the phantom shogun. For the sand devil, I'm not going to mess around too much with the medals because I have a speed tune team there, so I don't want to mess anything up. But those are my area bonuses. Obviously, you know, it's an end game Embrys build. It's going to have a lot of different stats from different areas. And here's my Embrys build for the arena. Like I said, it's going to be lethal stone skin. Exactly what I use for arena, no gear changes or anything like that. These are the stats I have on without area bonuses. 293 base speed, 346 crit damage, resistance, accuracy, plus 90 from the 5-star blessing, 123 base HP in its base form, and then we are running the wand of submission. This gem actually just coincidentally works quite well for like solo farming. He gets additional speed for each dead ally. He deals more damage against enemies with full HP. I mean, that's more of an arena gem. And then we have this gem here where it reduces incoming damage when he's revived. As you can clearly see, he does get reduced damage from the sand devil, for example, and then against the ice golem too. He does actually, if he dies, he'll get revived and then he'll take reduced damage. As for the blessing, I did mention that lightning cage is super nice and important, especially if you want to do a more consistent shogun battle, because when the lightning procs, you have, with the 5-star, you have a 75% chance of protecting your buff. That's not super relevant, but what is relevant is that you get the lightning strike and the bonus damage. That damage is actually going to reduce the the shogun's shade counter by 5 with the 5-star blessing. So lightning cage, very helpful. It's also probably one of the best blessings for the arena. Again, I'm not changing anything from my arena build. Same, right? Going into the masteries here. Again, this is mostly set up for arena. I didn't do anything specific for these runs. Now, what I probably would change maybe would be something like Life Drinker. Life Drinker could be helpful, especially when it gets kind of low. You're not going to get huge heals out of this, versus one single boss, but it could be useful in some spots. But I don't think I would change it specifically for this content. Everything else seems totally fine. If you want to optimize a little bit more for like this PvE content, perhaps you take Methodical instead of Kill Streak. and perhaps you take, instead of cycle of violence, you take something else like delay death, which reduces the incoming damage that he takes from the bosses. And then you probably wouldn't take harvest despair because you're not landing any fears or anything like that. So you can optimize these masteries a little bit more for PvE content. But for my purposes here, I did not change anything from my arena masteries. And I think that's about it. Totally cool stuff. I mean, the 5-star blessing gives him a boatload of stats, more damage. Also, he receives less damage too against those higher level stages. Not to mention that his overall performance in arena will increase as well. So huge investment getting the 5-star blessing from the Titan event. But yeah, this is just one small way that you guys can make it, you know, a little bit more worthwhile for you guys. Obviously, I got a pretty big build on him in terms of minimum requirements. Like I said, Sand Devil probably has easier requirements than the Phantom Shogun. Sand Devil 270k, 270 speed, roughly, maybe 100k, 95k HP. That should get you pretty good. 100%, you must have this ability booked. His alternate form health swap, it should be booked. If it's not booked, it's a 5-turn cooldown. It's too long. Even 4-turn cooldown is a little bit long. So make sure this is booked out. You guys should be booking out the secondary form anyways, because the main form, most of the time, you guys will only use some of these abilities once and you guys won't use it again. For example, his A3, you probably just use it once, and then his A2, you probably just use it once, right? So you don't need to book out his base form, but his secondary form, if you want maximum damage, you definitely want to book out. And this health swap ability, none of these runs will work without books into this health swap ability. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. That's going to be it for this showcase on Embrys. Yeah, pretty cool. Really enjoying it. You kind of see here, we're going to do one more run with the Phantom Shogun. I really like this. We don't really farm Phantom Shogun that much, but you know, when we do, if you have an Ascension tournament happening at the same time, you might as well farm some food. You're going to get you're going to get your potions anyways. You might as well build some food along the way. It's not, you know, it's not a time attack, or it's not a turn attack, sorry. So it doesn't matter how quick the runs are. And yeah, there's a lot of things you can do to optimize and play a little bit more efficiently. So this is one of those small things that you could do. And it's not too slow. It's not too slow. Minute and a half, I think, is pretty reasonable. You're still farming up a bunch of food as well. And at least you have like infinite energy, or if you're chasing something that requires you to run, you know, 10, 15, 20-second runs, then, you know, you can afford to go a little bit slower just to build up some food, make your energy last a little bit longer. So we're just clearing about the 1 minute mark here. And then we got the health swap coming in. Look at that. Just the A1. Big chop here. Health swap, big AoE, big chop, 400k hit. Let's go. Going to be in less than 90 seconds. Amazing champion. Self-revive, self-healing, big damage. Great champion. There we go. Finish. Less than 90 seconds. 4 food done. All right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas on what you guys can do for your Embrys. Congratulations if you guys picked up Embrys' 5-star soul. He is a monster. Make sure you guys get the most out of him. Thanks for watching until the end, guys. Appreciate you all. If you guys enjoy the content, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Really helps me out. Thanks for watching till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.